As we move around thick, crooked tree trunks, the long-haired man trembles. His robe hangs loosely off of one shoulder. Our view slowly glides up close behind him. The man lifts his arm to the side, and his shaking hand gently touches a tree. As he lowers his arm, the man's shoulders slowly rise and fall. He staggers away and approaches three men dozing by a large tree trunk. A young man with clean-shaven cheeks sits with his chin to his chest. Lying beside him, a man with a thick beard sleeps on his back. The third man, also bearded, leans propped against the tree. The long-haired man lowers his face to his hands.
A subtitle, Peter.
The man against the tree wakens. The other two stand.
You could not watch even 1 hour with me? Master, what has happened to you? Should I call the others, Lord? No, John, I don't want them to see me like this. Are you in danger? Should we flee, Master? Stay here. Watch. Pray.
The three disciples watch Jesus stumble away. Stopping, he takes heavy breaths. Sweat dampens his face. Jesus pulls his robe up over his shoulder and continues on. John faces Peter.
What is wrong with him? He seems afraid. He had spoken about danger while we ate. He mentioned betrayal and...
Peter looks skyward. Misty clouds float past the moon. Now, inside a fire-lit temple, priests with long gray beards and ornate robes hold long torches. Flanked by guards in black armor, they face a man with shoulder-length hair and a full beard. The man's eyes shift nervously as the high priest speaks.
30. 30, Judas. That was the agreement between me and you? Yes.
Judas nods. The high priest motions to one of the other chief priests. The old man removes a small leather pouch from his robes and shakes it. Judas swallows hard. The priest tosses the pouch to Judas. In slow motion, it flies through the air. As Judas reaches up to catch it, dozens of coins fall out and land at his bare feet. Keeping his eyes on the chief priests, Judas crouches down and gathers the coins off the floor. The high priest glares at the man, then turns away. The chief priests follow. As the holy men leave the room, 4 guards with cone-shaped helmets surround Judas.
Where?
Judas looks up at them.
Where is he?
Now in the garden, the 3 disciples slowly walk through the mist, then stop. They see Jesus in a clearing, bathed in soft moonlight. With his head tilted way back, Jesus sinks to his knees. Squeezing his eyes shut, he lets out a gasp and bends over. Nearby, John and Peter share a concerned look. Jesus straightens. As he gazes skyward, his mouth hangs agape. His eyes dart.
Hear me, Father.
He shuts his eyes and his face tightens.
Rise up. Defend me.
Straining, he grits his teeth.
Save me from the traps they set for me.
As his brow furrows, drops of blood dot his forehead. Jesus leans forward. His wet hair hangs limply in front of his face. He shivers and droplets fall from the ends of his hair. As he straightens again, a cloaked figure watches him from the shadows.
Do you really believe that one man can bear the full burden of sin?
Jesus stares forward with an intense gaze.
Shelter me, O Lord. I trust in you. In you I take refuge.
Jesus looks up. The full moon shines down on him. A black shawl frames the figure's pale, delicate features and hairless brow.
No one man can carry this burden, I tell you. It is far too heavy. Saving their souls is too costly. No one. Ever. No. Never.
Jesus looks skyward.
Father, you can do all things. If it is possible, let this chalice pass from me.
The pale, cloaked figure stares menacingly.
But let your will be done, not mine.
A dark cloud passes in front of the moon, blocking its soft blue light. Left in darkness, Jesus lowers his gaze and stares straight ahead. One at a time, his eyes drift shut and he droops forward. Dark droplets glisten on his face. The pale figure leans closer and locks an intense gaze on the young man.